hidden charges you must know. Money is everywhere, but understanding it is a different story. This is Money Mosaic, where we connect the pieces, uncover hidden costs, and break down the money decisions that affect your everyday life. Let's put the pieces together. You see it everywhere. No cost EMI. Buy a 60,000 phone today. Pay 10,000 a month for 6 months. Zero interest, zero extra cost. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the question most people never ask. If the EMI has no interest, who is actually paying for the financing? Because no cost EMI does not necessarily mean the entire transaction is free. There can be processing fees, taxes, different discounts, and sometimes the biggest cost isn't a fee at all. It's the way EMI changes how we think about spending. A 60,000 purchase suddenly feels like just 10,000 a month. Today we're breaking down what no-cost EMI really means, where the costs can appear, and how to decide whether an EMI offer is actually worth taking. Part 1. What does no-cost EMI really mean? No-cost EMI does not necessarily mean the lender is providing completely free financing. Normally, an EMI includes interest. Under a no-cost EMI offer, that interest may effectively be offset through a merchant discount, so the financing cost may not disappear. It may simply be accounted for differently. Imagine a 60,000 product. The lender calculates the applicable interest, while the merchant may provide an equivalent discount, allowing the offer to be presented as no cost. The RBI has emphasized transparency around the principal, interest, and upfront discount involved in credit card EMI transactions. So remember, zero interest does not automatically mean zero charges. Part 2. The first cost. Processing fees. Imagine you're buying that 60,000 phone. The website says, 6-month no-cost EMI, 10,000 per month. You calculate 10,006 equals 60,000. Perfect. But at checkout, you see another line, processing fee, $999, plus applicable tax. Now your actual outflow is higher. The EMI may have no separate interest component, but the transaction can still involve a fee. A processing fee isn't automatically a hidden charge. The key issue is whether it is clearly disclosed before you agree. So don't stop reading when you see 0% interest. Look for the complete fee structure, processing fee, GST, other applicable charges, cancellation conditions, foreclosure terms. The number that matters most is your total cost. Part 3. Don't forget taxes. If a lender charges a processing fee, applicable taxes may be added. Depending on the EMI structure, GST can also apply to certain components. So don't judge an offer using only 0% interest. Ask one question. What is my total amount payable from start to finish? That is the number that matters. Part 4. The discount trap. Imagine a laptop costs 60,000. The cash buyer gets an additional 3,000 discount. The cash price becomes 57,000. The EMI buyer still pays 60,000 plus any applicable fee. Suddenly, no-cost EMI isn't necessarily the cheapest option. Always compare cash price versus total EMI repayment, not just the interest rate. Part 5. The biggest cost may not be a fee. Now we come to the most important part. The biggest danger of EMI isn't always a hidden charge. Sometimes it's overspending. Imagine you have 20,000 in your bank account. You see a smartphone priced at 60,000. Without EMI, you might think, I can't afford that. Then the website says 5,000 per month for 12 months. Suddenly your brain says, 5,000? That's manageable. And this is where EMI becomes psychologically powerful. It changes the question from, can I afford the 60,000 to can I afford 5,000 this month? Those are completely different questions. Repeat that decision with a phone, laptop, television, furniture, and other purchases, and you can end up with several monthly commitments. Each EMI may look small. Together, they can become a serious financial burden. Part 6. The EMI stacking problem. Consider 4 EMIs: phone, 4,000, laptop, 5,000, TV, 3,000, furniture, 4,000, that's 16,000 every month. If your take-home salary is 50,000, nearly 1/3 is already committed before rent, food, transport, savings, and emergencies. A 3,000 EMI may look harmless. Several affordable EMIs can create a serious monthly burden. Judge your total fixed commitments, not each EMI individually. Part 7. What if you miss a payment? An EMI is still a financial obligation. If you miss payments, depending on the lender and product, late payment charges and other consequences can apply. Credit card EMIs require extra attention. A no-cost EMI on one purchase does not mean your entire credit card balance is interest-free. If other balances remain unpaid, the card's normal interest and repayment terms can become relevant. The RBI has warned consumers that paying only the minimum amount due can extend repayment significantly. So remember, no cost EMI on one purchase does not mean your entire credit card is no cost. Always understand the repayment terms. Part 8. Cancellation and foreclosure. Before taking an EMI, ask, what happens if I want to cancel, return the product, or close the EMI early? The answer depends on the lender, card, and product. Check foreclosure charges, refund rules, and whether processing fees are refundable. Never assume the EMI automatically disappears after a return. Read the terms before signing up. Part 9. How to check a no-cost EMI. Before accepting any no-cost EMI offer, use this 5-step test. Step 1. Check the cash price. Find the actual price if you pay up front. Don't assume the EMI price and cash price are identical. Step 2. Calculate total EMI payment. Multiply the EMI by the number of months, then add disclosed processing fees and applicable taxes. Step 3. Check all fees. Look for processing fees, GST, convenience charges, foreclosure charges, and cancellation or refund conditions. Step 4. Check the discount. Ask, what discount would I get if I paid up front? Then compare it with the EMI option. Step 5. Ask one final question. Would I still buy this if EMI wasn't available? If the answer is no, you may not actually need the product. Part 10. The 60,000 example. A laptop costs 60,000 and comes with a 6-month no-cost EMI of 10,000. Total EMI payments, 60,000. Now add a $999 processing fee plus applicable tax. Your actual cost is higher. Then suppose paying up front gives you a 3,000 discount. The cash option could be substantially cheaper, but if paying 57,000 up front would wipe out your emergency savings, cash may not be the best choice either. The smarter approach is to compare total cost plus cash flow plus your financial situation. Part 11. When can no-cost EMI make sense? No-cost EMI isn't automatically bad. It can make sense when you genuinely need the product, the total EMI cost is competitive with the cash price, fees are clearly disclosed, and the payment comfortably fits your budget. Use EMI as a payment method, not as a reason to buy something you cannot comfortably afford. Final checklist. Before clicking place order, ask yourself, 1. What is the cash price? 2. What is the total EMI repayment? 3. Is there a processing fee? 4. Are there taxes or other charges? 5. What happens if I return or cancel the product? 6. What happens if I want to close the EMI early? 7. Do I actually need this purchase? If you can't answer these questions, don't click buy yet. Read the terms, calculate the total, then decide. The most dangerous part of no-cost EMI may not be EMI, it's the word no. When you see no cost, your brain can stop looking for the cost. But smart financial decisions require the opposite. Don't look only at the monthly payment. Look at the total payment. Don't look only at the interest rate. Look at the entire cost structure. And don't ask, can I afford this EMI? Ask, can I comfortably afford this purchase? Because a 5,000 EMI can feel cheap until you have 5 of them. No-cost EMI can be a useful financial tool when you understand the numbers and the terms. But the best financial decision isn't always the one with the lowest monthly payment. Sometimes it's the decision to not buy at all. This is Money Mosaic. Connect the pieces, understand the money, and remember, read the numbers, not just the headline.